The 7 foods every senior should eat weekly to stay strong and avoid inflammation. Have you ever noticed that little things, like getting up from a chair or carrying groceries, seem to take just a bit more effort than they used to? Maybe you've caught yourself thinking, I used to do this without even blinking. You're not alone. As the years roll by, our bodies naturally change, but that doesn't mean we have to sit back and accept feeling stiff, tired, or run down. In fact, the food we put on our plate each week can be one of the most powerful tools we have to stay strong, energized, and sharp. Now, I'm not talking about some complicated diet or chasing the latest food fad. This isn't about cutting out everything you love or switching to kale smoothies 3 times a day. It's about choosing a few simple, delicious foods that can truly support your body as you age, especially when it comes to keeping inflammation down and keeping your muscles, joints, and energy levels strong. So if you've been wondering what you can do to feel better in your own skin, to move a little easier, and to protect your body from the wear and tear that naturally builds up over time, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about 7 foods, yes, just 7, that every senior should aim to eat each week. These aren't hard to find, they don't cost a fortune, and best of all, they taste good. So let's get into the first one. Let's talk about berries. Whether it's blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, or even blackberries, these tiny fruits pack a powerful punch. You might think of them as just a sweet treat for summer, but they're actually full of something called antioxidants. Don't worry, we're not diving into a science class here. Just think of antioxidants as little bodyguards that protect your cells from damage. Over time, things like stress, processed food, and pollution can wear our bodies down, leading to inflammation. That hidden kind of swelling inside that can cause aches, fatigue, or even worsen conditions like arthritis or heart disease. Berries help fight that. They're especially good at calming down inflammation and keeping your brain sharp, too. In fact, studies have shown that older adults who eat berries regularly often experience slower cognitive decline. That means clearer thinking, better memory, and sharper focus. Not bad for something you can toss into your oatmeal or snack on by the handful. Now, if you're not big on fresh berries, don't worry. Frozen berries work just as well, and they keep for months. You can blend them into a smoothie with a little yogurt, sprinkle them over cereal, or just enjoy them plain. Try making it a habit, have berries a few times a week, and you might just notice your joints feel a little looser, your head a little clearer. Speaking of yogurt, that brings us to the next food, plain Greek yogurt. And before you raise an eyebrow at the word Greek, let me tell you why this creamy, tangy snack deserves a place in your fridge. As we age, we naturally start to lose muscle mass, and that affects everything, from how steady we are on our feet to how much energy we feel during the day. Greek yogurt is rich in protein, which helps maintain that muscle strength. But that's not all. It also contains probiotics, the good bacteria that support gut health. Now, that might sound like something only younger folks talk about, but trust me, when your digestion is working well, everything feels better. Your belly isn't as bloated, you're more regular, and you absorb more nutrients from the food you eat. And better gut health has also been linked to reduced inflammation, improved mood, and even a stronger immune system. The key is to go for plain Greek yogurt, not the sugary flavored kinds. If you like a little sweetness, just stir in some honey or, you guessed it, those berries we just talked about. You've got yourself a snack or light meal that supports muscle, gut, and overall health in one go. Now, let's move to something a little heartier, salmon. Or really, any fatty fish like sardines, mackerel, or trout. But salmon tends to be the easiest and most familiar. If you're thinking, I'm not a fish person, stick with me for a moment. Fatty fish are full of omega-3 fatty acids, and these are a game changer for fighting inflammation. Omega-3s are like the body's built-in firefighters. They go where there's trouble, swollen joints, aching muscles, or stiff arteries, and help cool things down. People who eat fatty fish regularly often report less joint pain, better heart health, and even improved mood. And if you've ever had one of those days where you just feel off for no real reason, it could be linked to inflammation or nutrient imbalance. A few servings of salmon a week can help bring things back into balance. Now, I know not everyone wants to cook fish at home, and that's okay. There are easy ways around it. You can find pre-cooked salmon fillets at many grocery stores. Canned salmon or sardines are affordable and shelf-stable, and some places even sell seasoned salmon you just heat up in the oven. If you're really not a fish fan, you can also talk to your doctor about omega-3 supplements, but if you can eat the real thing, your body absorbs it better from food. So far, we've talked about 3 powerful foods: berries, Greek yogurt, and salmon. All easy to find, easy to prepare, and full of the nutrients your body craves as you age. They work behind the scenes to protect your joints, muscles, brain, and heart, and help you feel more like you. Now that we've covered a few of these weekly essentials, let's move on to something earthy, colorful, and often overlooked, but packed with strength-building and anti-inflammatory power. Leafy greens. Yes, the humble spinach, kale, Swiss chard, or even arugula. These aren't just garnish on a plate, they're true powerhouses when it comes to nourishing your body from the inside out. If you've ever brushed them aside thinking they taste too bitter or look too much like rabbit food, it might be time to give them another chance. Here's why they matter. As we age, our bones can become more fragile, and our immune system's a bit slower to react. Leafy greens are rich in vitamin K, calcium, magnesium, and a whole alphabet of nutrients that support strong bones, reduce inflammation, and keep your blood vessels flexible and healthy. And let's not forget fiber, something many of us could use more of. It keeps everything moving smoothly in the digestive tract, and that alone can make a day feel a whole lot better. You don't have to eat a mountain of salad every day to benefit. A handful of baby spinach in an omelette, sautéed kale with a little garlic and olive oil, or even a green smoothie with banana and almond milk can do the trick. Once you find a preparation you like, it starts to feel less like a chore and more like a treat. And if chewing tougher greens is a problem, try steaming or lightly cooking them. They become softer and easier to digest without losing their benefits. Now, speaking of healthy fats, because yes, your body still needs them, we can't leave out one of the easiest and most delicious ways to get them: extra virgin olive oil. If you've ever traveled to the Mediterranean, or even just eaten at an Italian restaurant, you've seen it drizzled over bread, salads, pasta, and more. But beyond the flavor, olive oil is packed with heart-healthy fats that reduce inflammation and even protect your brain. People in countries where olive oil is a dietary staple tend to live longer, with lower rates of heart disease and dementia. And we're not talking about huge quantities here, just a tablespoon a day can make a difference. Swap out butter or vegetable oil when cooking, drizzle a bit over roasted vegetables, or mix it into a simple vinaigrette with lemon juice or vinegar. Just make sure it's labeled extra virgin, that means it's less processed and retains more of its natural antioxidants. And here's a little tip you might like: try dipping whole grain bread into olive oil with a dash of herbs or a sprinkle of sea salt. It's a small, satisfying treat that supports your heart and your joints without feeling like you're sacrificing flavor. Now, if you're thinking, this all sounds great, but what about something to really fill me up? You'll be glad to hear about the next food: beans. Yes, beans. They're one of the most affordable, filling, and versatile foods you can have in your kitchen. Whether it's black beans, lentils, chickpeas, or kidney beans, they're all loaded with plant-based protein, fiber, and minerals that support muscle strength, blood sugar control, and digestive health. What's even better? Beans are naturally anti-inflammatory. They contain antioxidants and resistant starch, fancy words that basically mean they feed the good bacteria in your gut and help reduce swelling and irritation throughout your body. That's good news for your joints, your brain, and your energy levels. And there are so many easy ways to enjoy them. A warm bowl of lentil soup on a chilly evening. A hearty chickpea salad with olive oil and lemon. Or even a can of black beans stirred into rice with a little seasoning. You don't need to eat them every day, but aiming for a couple of servings each week can do wonders for your strength and stamina. One of the best parts about beans is that they're satisfying. They stick with you, helping you feel full longer without weighing you down. That's especially helpful if you're trying to keep your weight steady or manage your appetite more mindfully. And here's something else to consider: if you've been told to eat less red meat or cut back on sodium, beans can fill in beautifully. They offer protein without the saturated fats and are naturally low in salt unless you're buying the canned kind. Just give them a good rinse, and you're good to go. So far, we've brought 5 amazing foods into your weekly routine: berries, Greek yogurt, salmon, leafy greens, and beans. And as you can see, it's not about giving up everything you love or spending hours in the kitchen. It's about making small, thoughtful choices that nourish your body and help you feel your best. Not just for today, but for years to come. There's still more to come, though. We've covered some familiar favorites, but the next food might surprise you. It's creamy, delicious, and comes with a bit of an unfair reputation, but when used the right way, it can be one of your strongest allies in staying healthy and active. Avocados. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: aren't avocados full of fat? And yes, they are, but it's the good kind of fat. The kind your body actually needs, especially as you get older. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, which help lower bad cholesterol, support brain function, and keep inflammation in check. It's like feeding your body a dose of healthy fuel. But it doesn't stop there. Avocados also contain potassium, more than a banana, believe it or not, which is essential for maintaining healthy blood pressure and keeping your heart ticking steadily. Plus, they're full of fiber, which helps digestion stay on track and supports that all-important gut health we've been talking about. And let's not forget vitamins like E, C, and B6, which are great for your immune system and your skin. You don't need to eat a whole avocado every day to feel the benefits. A few slices on toast, mashed into a sandwich, or even blended into a smoothie can add a rich, creamy texture while doing something good for your body. And if you're not sure how to tell when an avocado is ripe, here's a quick tip: press gently near the top. If it gives just a little, it's ready. If it's too firm, leave it on the counter for a day or two. Too soft? Pop it in the fridge and use it soon. One thing I often hear is that people are afraid of wasting them, especially if they go bad quickly. But here's a trick: if you've only used half, leave the pit in the other half, sprinkle a little lemon juice on the flesh, and wrap it tightly. It helps keep it fresh longer. And yes, you can even freeze mashed avocado if you'd like to use it later in a smoothie or recipe. Now, that brings us to our final food, and it might just be the most underestimated one of all: turmeric. Yes, that golden orange spice you might have seen in curry or health stores. You don't have to be a fan of exotic cuisine to enjoy its benefits. Turmeric contains something called curcumin, which is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories known to science. And that's not just talk. Many studies have shown it can help ease joint pain, support brain health, and protect against diseases that become more common with age. If you've got stiff knees, achy hands, or chronic discomfort, turmeric might be worth trying. Now, I'm not saying it's a magic cure, but adding it regularly to your meals can make a difference over time. Some folks like to take turmeric in capsule form, but you can also cook with it easily. Sprinkle it into soups, stews, rice dishes, or even mix it into scrambled eggs. A little goes a long way, just half a teaspoon is plenty. And here's another helpful tip: turmeric is absorbed better when it's combined with a pinch of black pepper and a bit of fat, like olive oil or avocado. So if you're cooking up a dish with turmeric, add a little of both. Your body will thank you for it. Now, when you think about it, these 7 foods aren't unusual or hard to find. They're not trendy superfoods that cost a fortune or only come from health food stores. They're everyday, accessible foods that, when added to your weekly meals, can give your body the support it needs to thrive. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You don't need to give up the foods you love. Just gently introduce these nutrient-rich options into your routine, and let them do what they do best: nourish, protect, and strengthen you. Maybe you start your week with a berry and yogurt parfait, enjoy a salmon dinner midweek, and have a hearty lentil stew by the weekend. Maybe you drizzle olive oil over your greens and add a slice of avocado to your toast. Or maybe you stir a little turmeric into a comforting bowl of soup. Small choices, repeated consistently, have a powerful effect. So, let's take a moment to step back and look at what we've explored together. Berries to keep your brain sharp. Greek yogurt for strong muscles and a happy gut. Salmon for your joints and heart. Leafy greens for bone strength and energy. Beans for steady strength and digestion. Avocados for healthy fats and glowing skin. And turmeric, that golden healer, for inflammation and vitality. Each one is a gift you can give your body, not out of fear, but out of love. Out of the desire to keep doing what you love, to stay active, clear-headed, and confident in your body. Because getting older doesn't mean fading away. It can mean becoming more intentional, more in tune with what your body truly needs to thrive. So here's my encouragement to you: take one small step this week. Just one. Maybe you buy that pack of blueberries. Maybe you try a new recipe with lentils or pick up a jar of turmeric. Listen to your body, notice how it responds, and celebrate the little wins. Because those small changes, they add up in a big way. If this video helped you or gave you a new idea, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Share your thoughts, or let me know which of these foods you already enjoy, or plan to try. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more helpful, uplifting tips just like this one. Here's to your strength, your energy, and your joy, at every age. Because you deserve to feel your best, no matter what the calendar says. Keep moving forward, one delicious bite at a time.